Hi, this is Simolytics. Welcome to another lesson. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. Let's get started. Okay, it all starts with Excel. As you may know, Excel is the most popular electronic spreadsheet software of the world. Everybody uses Excel, and as the time goes on, Excel becomes more and more intelligent and full of features. And two of these important features are Power Query and Power Pivot. They both are add-ons to Excel. Power Query was released initially for Excel 2010 and 2013 as a separate add-on, which means you had to open a separate program if you wanted to work with Power Query. But in 2016, it was totally embedded into Excel, so now you don't have to add anything. Power Query will come as a native feature in any current version of Excel. Okay, but what does Power Query do? We're going to talk a lot about it, but basically, just as a quick overview, Power Query is used to import data into Excel and also into Power BI. We're going to talk a lot about it all. Power Query is used to import data from multiple sources. So you can import data, for example, from databases, from CSV files, from the web, from other Excel files, text files, PDF files. So basically, you can import every sort of data from all sorts of different sources into Power Query, and then you can merge, cleanse, transform, and do every kind of transformation to set up your data so that you can use it however you want, whether it is in Excel or Power BI. So basically, it is a platform where you can import, consolidate, and transform data as you may want. Also, Excel has a row limit. So if you have a table that is over 1.05 million rows, you can't handle them in bare Excel. You have to use something else. And Power Query, on the other hand, will let you work with any number of rows you may want. Then we come to Power Pivot. Power Pivot was integrated into Excel in the 2013 version. And maybe if you have a basic installation of Excel, maybe on your computer, you won't see Power Pivot right off the bat, but I'm going to show you in the next videos how to enable it. Power Pivot is different from Power Query in the sense that Power Pivot is used to create data models. So, for example, if you have different tables that have data in common, you can create relationships so you can use all of those different tables in a single data model and access data from all of them as if they were just one. Once you have integrated all your data in Power Pivot, now you can run all sorts of data analysis, especially using the DAX functions. The DAX functions are a set of functions that Microsoft makes available for you, so you can run all sorts of integrations and analysis and calculations, and we're going to talk a lot about DAX functions as we progress. Then with these data models in Power Pivot, we can highly improve the way we work with pivot tables and pivot charts in Excel. And if you're familiar with Excel, if you're familiar with pivot tables and pivot charts, you know they're great resources for data analysis. We're not going to spend a lot of time on pivot charts because pivot charts have been properly replaced by a much more powerful tool, which is Power BI. So we're going to talk a lot about Power BI, but not so much about Power Charts. So a key takeaway that I want you to keep in mind is that even though Power Query and Power Pivot exist both in Excel and Power BI, they work in close relationship, but they are different platforms that have specific applications and results, okay? Okay, now that we know everything about Power Query, Power Pivot, and Excel, let's talk more about Power BI. Power BI, just like Excel, works closely with Power Query and Power Pivot. It'll all make more sense to you as we move forward, but basically we could say that you will work with Power Query and Power Pivot in Excel when you want to create reports in which you can change data, especially when you have, for example, a small business and you need to enter data into Excel. A lot of small businesses use Excel as their main financial and control software, so you can keep Excel as a data entry tool, and then you can use Power Query and Power Pivot to generate all the reports you want and still keep Excel's flexibility. Power BI is more of a reporting tool in which you load your data. It is less flexible than Excel when it comes to entering data and making cell reference, but on the flip side, it is a lot more scalable when it comes to reporting than Excel. Power BI is still going to use Power Query just like in Excel, although there may be a few tiny differences between Power Query in Excel and in Power BI, especially because some features may, for example, make sense in Excel but not in Power BI and vice versa. But let's say Power Query is 98% the same between Excel and Power BI. So normally you don't see a lot of difference between Power Query in Excel and Power Query when you use Power BI. The same goes for Power Pivot, except that Power Pivot looks considerably different between Excel and Power BI. We're going to cover all that carefully, but just wrapping up, Power BI is more of a reporting tool. So you don't, like I said, you don't enter data into Power BI. You just load your data from multiple different sources and create powerful visual reports that you can't create with the same level of professionalism in Excel. So if you're a beginner, please keep in mind that Excel will use Power Query and Power Pivot, and Power BI will also use Power Query and Power Pivot. Both Power Query and Power Pivot will have the same applications in Excel and in Power BI, but the final results will be much different, and it'll all make more sense as we dive into the details, as we become more and more familiar with the tools, and as we dive into real examples. See you in the next video.